I can't tell you how many times someone has come into my office, sat down with me and said, "Hey man, this case is going to be super easy for you because the cops did not read me my Miranda warnings." Well, first, what are your Miranda warnings? They come from a 1966 Supreme Court case, Miranda v. Arizona. Most people are probably pretty familiar with that phrase or that term because at least most of y'all have probably seen at least one cop show on television, and it's given in almost every single cop show. And the Miranda warnings are as follows. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. And if you can't afford an attorney, you have the right for an attorney to be appointed to you. Now, each state has slightly different versions of their Miranda rights. Texas actually has a few additional lines that has to be given when they're reading our version of Miranda. The reason why these cases are just super easy is because most of the time cops don't actually have to read you your Miranda warnings. There has to be additional things present, and that's a custodial interrogation. You actually have to be in custody for Miranda to apply. So if you're just on the side of the road with the officer conducting an investigation, that's not necessarily a custody for Miranda purposes. Think about when you're on the side of the road getting a traffic ticket. How often does the police officer review Miranda warnings? And secondly, there has to be an interrogation or a line of questioning. So if you are in custody, say in the back of the police car, and you have a guilty conscience and you just tell the officer, "Hey, Officer Smith, I have a bunch of drugs on me." That's not questioning. You just, randomly admitted guilt to a crime, which is never a good idea. And it just takes out the second prong of what has to be shown for Miranda. So just remember, these cases are not necessarily easy because we have to make sure that we are showing the court that you're in custody and you're being interrogated. But if there is a Miranda violation, make sure you have an experienced attorney who can fight for you because that evidence, that statement, or anything else that was obtained illegally, that's not going to come in. Just remember that. Thanks.